Good morning, students. Last class we studied about what is a chemical bond and what is ionic bond, covalent bond, and also discussed what is coordinate bond. But at that time we have not note down the points of coordinate bond, and here write down the points of coordinate bond. Okay, so again I want to repeat this coordinate bond. So coordinate bond is that bond where the electron pair is donated by one atom but shared by both of the atom. Okay, so in covalent bond, this electron pair is shared mutually by two atoms. That is shared by two and also contribution of both. But here the contribution is by one atom but shared by both of the atoms. Okay, so the bond which is formed by the donation of a pair of electron from one atom to another but shared by the both is known as coordinate bond. And for coordinate bond formation, one atom should have deficient of a pair of electron while the other atom has satisfies the octet and it has at least one unshared pair electron, or we can say lone pair electron. And this coordinate bond is represented by an arrow mark pointing towards acceptor to, pointing towards donor to acceptor, pointing towards the acceptor atom. Okay. So this atom which donate the pair of electron is known as donor, while the other which receive the pair of electron is known as acceptor. The coordinate bond is represented by an arrow mark in this way, by an arrow mark. So pointing from donor to acceptor. It is also called donor-acceptor bond. Look at the examples. In ammonia, so nitrogen has 5 valence electron. So 3 bonds are formed with hydrogen, and it has 2 electrons which do not form any bond, that are known as your unshared pair electron or lone pair electron. So, but H plus has no electron, satisfies duplet, it requires 2 electrons. In this way, donates the pair of electron to it. This contribution was given by nitrogen but shared by both. Shared by both. So this is the coordinate bond. So similarly, last class we have also discussed there are some exceptions in the formation of molecules. Some molecules are there where the central atom do not satisfy the octet. BF is one of them. BeCl2, LCl3, all these are one similar type of molecules. So we have BF3. Here this boron atom surrounded by 6 electrons. But this nitrogen, it has 8 electrons, but 1 pair of unshared pair of electron. In this way, it donates the pair of electron to boron. So there is a formation of coordinate bond between ammonia and BF3 molecule, boron trichloride molecule. Similarly, water has oxygen has 6 valence electron. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 given by the dotted line. And hydrogen, it forms 2 bonds with hydrogen, 2 hydrogen. This is the structure of water molecule, and it has 2 unshared pair of electron, and 1 unshared pair of electron is given to hydrogen, H plus ion. This is the H3O plus molecule, hydronium ion structure. Similarly, carbon monoxide. So carbon monoxide has 4 valence electron. So 2 electrons remain like this, and it forms 2 sharing electrons with oxygen, 2 shared electrons with oxygen. So in this way, it forms 2 shared electrons, 2 shared by electrons with oxygen. So C 1, 2, 3, 4, and oxygen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In this way, they form this form 2 covalent bond, and another this pair of electron, unshared pair of electron, is donated to carbon. So 3 bonds exist between carbon and oxygen. Okay. So this is about the coordinate bond. Write down these points. Next come to what are the characteristics of coordinate compounds. So the compounds which generally contain coordinate bond are known as coordinate compounds, and coordinate compounds are also stable compounds. Generally in the formation of complex, these are helpful, and these are semi-polar in nature. Some of them are soluble in water. Okay, so the complex compounds are also soluble in water. Okay, so first write down these points. Next come to characteristics. So the characteristics, coordination compounds are molecular and do not ionize in a state of fusion or in solution like ionic compounds. They are usually insoluble in water. Usually given means some of the molecules are soluble. So they are usually insoluble in water but dissolved in polar solvent. Their melting point and boiling points are generally higher than that of covalent molecules, compounds, but lower than that of ionic compounds. They are semipolar and they show isomerism since the coordinate bond is rigid and directional. So these are the characteristics of coordinate compounds. Next come to Lewis structure. So what is how to represent the Lewis structure of molecules? Next come to how to write the Lewis structure of some molecules. Lewis structure of molecules or some ions. So what are the atoms that present? First find out what are their valence electrons and how many number of bonds it can form, and for the formation of one bond it require two electron, that is one pair of electron, and that should be shared by two atoms. And if there is coordinate bond, then that should be contributed by one atom. So all these things keep in mind and only represent the valence electrons either by dot and cross, and after that you can also write the bond line structure, just giving the bonds. Look at Lewis structure of molecules. Suppose we consider about methane, CH4. So methane has 4 valence electron and there are 4 hydrogen atom, and one hydrogen atom has 1 electron. In this way, one hydrogen atom shares 1 electron and one carbon shares 1 electron to each hydrogen. So in this way, so to the valence electron we can write this is like this carbon and hydrogen, either by giving dot or cross, write down. So this is the Lewis structure of methane. We can write in bond line structure like this. Okay. So in this way it satisfies its octet and satisfies duplet. Hydrogen satisfies its duplet. Next come to how to write the Lewis structure for ethane. So for writing the Lewis structure for ethane, C2H6. So each carbon has valency 4. In this way it shares 4 electrons, 4 bonds around it. And hydrogen, it has valence electron 1. So in this way it can form 1 bond. So just apply the common intelligence, then write down. So carbon, and this is shared by each, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So in this way one carbon has 4 valence electron, another carbon has 4 valence electron, and 2 carbon atoms shares each electron to form a pair of electron. There is a bond pair electron, and this is hydrogen. So hydrogen. In this way hydrogen has 2 electrons, satisfies its duplet. Each hydrogen satisfies duplet, and carbon atom satisfies its octet in each case. Look here, In this case, carbon satisfies octet, and here also the carbon atom satisfies its octet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And here also carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And hydrogen satisfies itself, each hydrogen atom satisfies its duplet because its nearest unit gas is helium. So it wants to achieve the electronic configuration of helium. And bond line structure you can write C, C, H, 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 H like this. This is the structure of Lewis structure of ethane. Next come to another molecule. Write down the Lewis structure of carbon dioxide. So carbon has carbon dioxide. So one oxygen has 2 valence electron. In this way it can form 2 bonds. And one carbon has 4 valence electron. It can form 4 covalent bonds. So carbon 1, 2, 3, 4. Oxygen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And another oxygen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In this way C double bond O, double bond O. And each oxygen has now 2 unshared pair of electrons. This is the structure of carbon dioxide. Next come to another. Write down the structure of nitric acid. The Lewis structure of nitric acid. HNO3. Nitric acid. So nitric acid, nitrogen has valence electron 5. Hydrogen has 1 and 1 oxygen has valence electron 6. But it can form 2 bonds, its valence is 2. And nitrogen can form 3 bonds and hydrogen can form 1 bond. These are the valence electrons. So we can write the structure of nitric acid like this. Nitrogen 1, 2 and here 1 atom is shared by 1 electron of nitrogen shared by hydrogen. So this is HN bond and another oxygen atom. So look here, HN bond and oral HN. So oxygen has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is shared, but another oxygen is there. If this oxygen also shares, now the oxygen surrounded by nitrogen atom surrounded by more number of electrons. So it should not. There is some failure of octet rule. In this way, we can form a coordinate bond here, so that this nitrogen atom satisfies its octet and all atoms satisfies its octet. In this way, hydrogen satisfies duplet and nitrogen atom satisfies its octet. Oxygen atom satisfies its octet and this oxygen atom also satisfies its octet. So we can write the bond line structure HNO and 1 coordinate bond with this oxygen. 1 coordinate bond with this oxygen. Okay. So this is the structure of HNO3. HNO3. Okay. Similarly, write down the structure of different molecules or different ions. Cyanide ions. You write down the Lewis structure of cyanide ion, carbonate ion, sulfuric acid, sulfur dioxide, sulfur trioxide, acetylene. So this is the homework for you. Write down the Lewis structures of following species. So after this Lewis structure, next come to another concept, that is resonance. Okay, so what is resonance? What is resonance? So before going this resonance, let us start how to write the Lewis structure of carbonate ion. So carbonate ion CO3 2 minus. This is carbonate ion. So carbon has valency 4. In this way it can form 4 bond, and one oxygen has a valency 2. So we assume that two oxygen among them, two oxygen atom receive 1 electron. So the two oxygen atom receive 1 electron each. In this way, of the valence electron of oxygen atom now becomes how much? 7. So there are 6 valence electrons in oxygen, and each two oxygen among them, two oxygen atom among them receives 1 electron. In this way now 7 electron. So as there are 7 electron, in this way it forms your O minus ion, and each O minus ion has 7 electron, and now it can form only 1 bond because it has 1 unpaired electron. 1 unpaired electron. And among them, but another oxygen, the oxygen which has 6 electron, that can form 2 bond. So we can write the structure of carbonate like this. See, so suppose I write the bond length structure O minus, like this. Okay. So carbon has 4 electrons. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is shared by oxygen, and this oxygen has 6 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, and here 2. And this oxygen has 7 electrons. O minus has 7 electrons, and this O minus ion has 7 electrons. Suppose, so this is the bond line structure, and if we write it here the resonance structure of carbonate ion, I can write like this. I can write the resonance structure of carbonate ion like this. C. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and oxygen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and oxygen, that is O minus here, and another oxygen that is also has O minus, another oxygen has also O minus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this one oxygen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in this way it forms a bond, and this is the O minus, So this is O minus and O minus. This is the Lewis structure of carbonate ion, and this is the bond line structure of carbonate ion. Okay, so from this Lewis structure, this bond line given. Now look here. Suppose someone says why this oxygen receives electron pair, 1 electron, why not this, and why this oxygen receives. So we can write the structure of this carbonate ion in another way also. See, O minus, so this oxygen receives electron, then it becomes O minus, and double bond O, like this. And if instead of this and this it receives, and then the structure we can write C, O minus, double bond. So this is also the structure of carbonate ion. This is also the structure of carbonate ion. This is also the structure of carbonate ion. But what is the difference between them? The difference between them, suppose I number the oxygen atoms as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So in structure 1, in structure A, this is B and C. In the structure A, B, C, A has, in the structure A, B, C, A has the oxygen atom, the double bond between carbon and oxygen is in carbon and oxygen is in the oxygen number 1, but here the oxygen number 2, and here the double bond between carbon and oxygen is in oxygen number 3. All this represents the structure. So these structures which have the atoms do not change their position, but only the electron pair change their position, that structure is known as resonating structures. And this concept is known as resonance. So this concept is known as resonance, and these structures are known as resonating structures. And the different resonating structures can be separated by double-headed arrow. And how these structures can be made? Look here, if this electron pair, this electron pair, if this electron pair comes here and not here, this electron pair, no movement of this electron pair, 1 minute. This is the negative charge. So suppose this is the double bond, this is the lone pair. This electron pair comes here and this bond comes here. In this case, there develops a double bond, and here oxygen atom. And again, this is the pair of electron. It comes here. It forms a bond, and so it forms a double bond. Another, not here. This is the negative charge is there. And another way, if this electron pair comes here and this electron pair again, we get this structure. So these are the different structures of carbonate ions. Okay. So this concept is known as resonance. Similarly, when we write the structure of benzene, look here, benzene has formula C6H6. That can be represent the double bond between this carbon, 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 carbon. All these are carbon atoms. Double bond exists between these carbons. Numbering I am given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Either in between 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, 6, or the structure of benzene we can also write like this. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if I write. So here bond between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But here the bond between 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1, 6. So these two are known as resonating structures of benzene. So where the atoms do not change their position, only the electron pairs change their position. So writing structures of any species, ions or molecules just by changing the electron pairs or the bond lines, not by changing the position of atoms, is known as resonance. That concept is known as resonance. And in organic chemistry, you will taught this more. And now just briefly you know what is the resonance. Okay. So note down what is resonance and how to a resonance and resonance structure of some species. So when a molecule can be represented by more than two structures just by changing the position of electron pair or a bond, not the position of atoms, then such structures are known as resonating structures or contributing structures, and the phenomenon is known as resonance. All the structures do not explain the characteristic properties of species. So the different resonating structures are separated by double-headed arrow. So there are some examples. That is a benzene, resonating structure of benzene, and this is the resonating structure of carbonate ion. Carbonate ion. Now let us discuss. Now let us draw resonating structure of some other species. Look here, this is the resonating structure of ozone. This is the resonating structure of N2O. This is the resonating structure of nitrate ion. Nitrate ion, NO3 minus. And this is the resonating structure of sulfur trioxide. Okay. So these are the resonating structures of some species, some molecule, and ion. So this electron pair, nitrogen can remain like this. So just the atoms do not change their position, only the electron pairs change the position. So how to write the resonating structures? And what are the characteristics? Let us discuss here. So point out and note down what is the rules for writing the resonance structures. So the contributing structures should have same position of atoms. They should only differ only in the position of electrons. The contributing structures should have same number of unpaired or paired electrons. Atoms are same and number of electron pairs or unpaired, that is also same. The contributing structures should have negative charge on electronegative atom and positive charge on electropositive atom. If negative charge is given to electronegative atom, then that structure has a less contribution towards resonance. In a contributing structure, like charges, that means two similar positive charge or two similar negative charge should not present at adjacent position. The like charges should not be present at adjacent position. If this type of structure is given, then that structure has less contribution towards resonance. Next come to what are the characteristics of resonance. So these are the characteristics. The contributing structures, the resonant structures do not have real existence. They are only imaginary. Only the resonance hybrid of some extra structure is there, so which can explain all the properties. As a result of resonance, the bond length in a molecule become equal. Suppose we let the structure goes on like this. If this is double bond, the bond length should be short. If this is the single bond, the bond length should be high. But actually, due to resonance O and due to resonance in this way, so here double bond, here single bond appear, and here single bond, here double bond appear. In this way, the actual structure of ozone molecule is in between these two. So in this way, it is from X-ray diffraction, it is found that the bond length of this bond length and this bond length is equal. So due to resonance, only this possible. If this double bond, bond length should be short. If this is single bond, bond length would be long. But actually, this bond length in both cases are equal. And why this is so? This is due to resonance. And if any structure has more number of resonant structure, then that molecule or that species is more stable. Okay, so this is some idea about resonance, and we will discuss later when we teach you about organic chemistry. What are the application of resonance are there? Okay. So next come to another portion of this chapter, that is polar covalent bond. So in resonance there is also covalent bond. In coordinate bond there is also one type of covalent bond. Next come to another, that is polar and non-polar covalent bond. Okay, polar and non-polar covalent bond. So covalent bond is found between two similar atoms or between two dissimilar atoms. So what does mean by polar? Polar means partially ionic character. So all the covalent molecules are not purely covalent in nature. They also exhibit some partial ionic character. For example, look here, hydrochloric acid. So hydrochloric acid, HCl bond is a polar bond. But when it dissolves in water, HCl bond is a covalent bond. But when dissolves in water, it ionizes as H plus and Cl minus. So HCl, HBr, Hi all ionizes as H plus and halogen minus ions, halide ions. Similarly, so when we consider our sulfuric acid, here also covalent bond present, but that also ionizes as 2H plus and sulfate ion. So how this ionization takes place? Because some covalent bonds are polar in nature. So what does it mean by polar? Polar means this is slightly ionic in nature. So when a covalent bond is formed between two similar atoms, then the shared pair of electrons remain exactly in between the two atoms. So in this way, and the bond is called a non-polar bond and the molecule is called a non-polar molecule. For example, when we consider about hydrogen bond, when we consider about chlorine and chlorine, or fluorine and fluorine, iodine and iodine. So when we consider about all these, or oxygen, oxygen, or nitrogen, nitrogen, in this way, this is the triple bond system, this is double bond, this is the single bond system. So when this bond is formed by the sharing, mutual sharing of these two atoms, then let us take the example of chlorine, then these sharing electrons remain exactly in between the two atoms, two chlorine atoms. So similar electronegativity, so it remains exactly in between. In this way, this Cl chlorine chlorine Cl bond, this bond is non-polar bond and this is non-polar bond, and the molecule is a non-polar molecule. Chlorine is a non-polar molecule. But when the covalent bond is formed between two dissimilar atoms, when one atom is more electronegative than the other, then the shared pair of electrons shifted towards the more electronegative atom. So you know electronegativity is the property of atom by which it attracts the shared pair of electron towards itself. In this way, so when a covalent bond is formed between two dissimilar atoms having different electronegativity, then the shared pair of electron shifted towards a more electronegative atom. Let us discuss the example of hydrochloric acid, HCl. So when we consider about this HCl, chlorine is more electronegative than hydrogen. In this, the hydrogen electron here, and the chlorine electrons, because hydrogen is given cross side, and chlorine for chlorine I given the dot side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then the shared pair of electron shifted towards chlorine. As a result, this chlorine atom get partial negative charge, that is called del minus, and this hydrogen atom get partial positive charge, that is called del plus. And this molecule and this bond, HCl bond, this is called a polar covalent bond, and HCl is a polar molecule. Okay, and HCl is a polar molecule. So any molecule which contains the polar bond are generally polar in nature, and that molecules are polar in nature. Okay, now clear what is polar bond, what is a non-polar bond, and what is polar molecule and non-polar molecule. Next, note down these points. Okay, so look here. So when a covalent bond is formed between two similar atoms having same electronegativity, then the shared pair of electrons remains in between them. So that type of bond is called a non-polar bond, and the molecule is called non-polar molecule. All homodiatomic molecules are non-polar in nature. Some example, HCl given. So actually all homodiatomic molecules. All homodiatomic molecules come under this. Next, when a covalent bond is formed between two dissimilar atoms having different electronegativity, then the shared pair of electrons shifted towards more electronegative atom that get partial negative charge, and the other atom get partial positive charge. And this covalent bond is called a polar covalent bond. So generally, all heterodiatomic molecules. All heterodiatomic molecules. Heterodiatomic molecules are polar in nature. Okay, so example HF, HCl, HBr, HI, etc. So all these are polar in nature. And this polarity of a molecule depends on what is the electronegativity. More is the value of electronegativity of one atom, more is its polarity. So in this way, if we consider about the polarity of hydrogen halides, then HF is more polar than HCl than that of HBr and HI. So the polarity of different halide, polarity of different halogen acids is HF greater than HCl greater than HBr greater than HI. That depends on the electronegativity. More is the electronegativity of an element, more is its polarity. Again, this polarity, if the polarity value, the electronegativity difference between two atoms is greater than 1.9, actually that becomes an ionic compound, otherwise this is a covalent compound. So in this way we can know what is the polar and non-polar for diatomic molecule. And how can we determine the polarity of a polyatomic molecule? So the polarity of a polyatomic molecule, that we'll discuss later when we go through the VSEPR theorem and the structure of some molecules, and also VSEPR theory and the structure of molecules and dipole moment. If we study about this, after that we will know whether a polyatomic molecule is polar or non-polar. That will discuss after dipole moment and VSEPR theory. Next come to another portion. So first we discuss here that the covalent molecules, they also possesses some ionic character, that is called polar character. Similarly, all the ionic compounds are not 100% ionic. The ionic compound also exhibit some covalent character. For example, so when we consider about sodium chloride is ionic nature Na plus Cl minus. But if we consider about lithium chloride, so lithium chloride, it also forms Li plus Cl minus, but that is not ionic. That is a covalent compound. So and when we consider about sodium chloride and potassium chloride, the ionic character is also different. So the polarity as the ionic, all the ionic compounds, actually the ionic compounds are not 100% ionic. They also exhibit some polar character. That is some polar character or some covalent character. So why the ionic compounds exhibit this covalent character? Look here, the cation has small size and generally the anion has larger size. As the cation has smaller size than that of anion, then the cations attract the anions towards itself. This is positively charged and this is the negatively charged. It attracts the negative charge towards itself, the negative electron cloud towards itself. As a result, some partial overlapping of this electron cloud takes place and this deformation of this ion takes place. So actually this is spherical, and due to this attractive force of this cation, some deformations of this anion arises, for which it loses its somehow its negative character, and it also loses somehow its positive character. So the complete ionic character is now disturbed, now this is lost by this attractive force, and hence these ionic compounds also exhibit some covalent character, and this depends on the magnitude of the ion and magnitude of the ions. So more is the magnitude of the ion, more is the cation, smaller is the size. So in this way, this is called the polarizability. and this ion undergo polarization. So smaller is the size of cation, more is its polarizability. In this way, more is its covalent character. If we consider between NaCl and AlCl3, AlCl3 is covalent because it has a smaller cationic size than that of Na+. Al3 plus cells. So in this it polarizes the chloride ion more than that of Na plus ion. And similarly, if we consider about the charge of ions, if the charge of the negative ions, if it has more charge, then its size is more. If its size is more, then the overlapping takes place also more polarization of takes place. So the size of ion is more polarization takes place, and due to more polarization, it shows some covalent character. Another, so first it depends on the magnitude. It depends on the magnitude of charge. Another, the size of ions. Smaller the size of cation, larger the size of anion, more is its covalent character, as well as higher is the magnitude of cation or anion, more is its covalent character. And this was given by Fajan, that is called Fajan's rule. So look here, covalent character of ionic bond. In an ionic bond, the electron cloud of the cation tend to attract the electron cloud of the anion towards itself. So as a result, the electron cloud of anion get disturbed, somehow slightly polarized, their charge is slightly neutralized. This distortion of electron cloud of anion by cation is known as polarization. This brings the two oppositely charged ions close and they get their charges partially neutralized. So the ionic bond therefore acquires some covalent character. And the polarizing power of cation and the polarizability of anion is guided by Fajan's rule. So what is this Fajan's rule? The rule is used to decide the relative ionic and covalent character in a molecule. So smaller the size of cation, more is its covalent character. Larger the size of the anion, more is its covalent character. Similarly, higher the magnitude of the charge, more is its covalent character. A cation or anion both, and if the two cations have same size and same charge, then the one with pseudo noble gas configuration, that is 18 electron in the valency shell if any was, has more polarizing power than of the original, the noble gas configuration, that is 8 electrons in their valency shell. Okay, so note down these points. Now, suppose we consider different halogens that combine, that different halogens will form compounds with the same cation. Suppose the cation is the same cation, that is sodium cation is there, and different anions, different halogens are there, fluorine, chloride, bromide and iodide. So their size increases from chloride to iodide. In this way the covalent character increases. So NaF more ionic, then NaCl, then NaBr, then NaI. So different halide ions, covalent character increases. Similarly, if we consider same halogen and different cations, like suppose same halogen Cl minus and different cations like Li plus, Na plus, K plus, Rb plus and Cs plus, then their covalent character decreases. For example, LiCl, then more covalent, then NaCl, then KCl, then RbCl, then CsCl. So covalent character decreases. Covalent character decreases. The smaller the size of cation, more is the covalent character. Larger the size of anion, more is the covalent character. And if we consider between the transition element copper chloride and sodium chloride, the Cu plus and Na plus ion both have same size and both have same size and both have same charge, but this copper chloride is more covalent than sodium chloride because of pseudo inert gas configuration. So CuCl more covalent than NaCl. Okay, so this is for today.